A dreamer meets, of course, giants there in the FIFA World Cup 2026, opener in Group E there. That's Germany versus Curaçao. Yes, yet meant to actually set a record there. The underdogs here versus the giants. Yes, you know, the four-time champion, Germany would be taking on Curaçao today that have made history, of course, in football there, making their first debut, of course, for FIFA World Cup since the country existed. Yes, there. So this four-time champion, of course, will be also, we have a lot of expectations from them, and people are expecting them to actually seal off those doubt that last 2018 and 2022, they exit at an actually knockout stage. Will this time around Germany progress to the next, of course, to the knockout, and maybe pull out to be a defining champions, of course, there for this World Cup? Because already they took, it's not a new thing. We know Germany as being one of the top football country there, and of course we are going to expect a lot from the like of Flora White, yes, a Liverpool player, to be delivering actually, and Joshua Kimmich also people would be expecting to see, and the real one, actually call him a world goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer, to deliver actually there the goalkeeping to keep a clean sheet against Curaçao tonight. Can actually Manuel Neuer do that today in this very cup is what we're going to break down. Welcome to A Tough Football, actually the best where you get a football analysis. Yes, every day. Just always keep following, keep liking and sharing with the colleagues for the best information regarding the games. We shall be looking at, of course, in Netherlands we'll be taking with Japan, and also we shall look at some of the teams that are available today. The likes of Ivory Coast will be taking on, of course, the one-time Ecuador. We looked at that today. Three teams that we're going to talk about today. Now, Germany has a very good records, and they took this cup. Yes. Can they do it today? We need to look at the attacking, of course, pro there, and of course the goalkeeping. Germany got good players there in goalkeeping, and of course those days where they had actually good players like Toni Kroos there, who actually helped them in that World Cup. The Swans Tiger there, who also played for this Germany. They have very good records. In fact, Germany produced very football, but also this looking at this small team, Curaçao simply reaching whereby it has really 150,000 people there would also be shocking the world. But can they find a single goal against actually Germany there, the Germans? So these teams made a history, of course, for the first ever appearance in this biggest stage. It will be a dream for them. Yes, in fact, this is the team that we shall be backing up, because it's their first time actually to make the appearance. So everything would be like a new baby being born, and all love people would be giving them. But all in all, we have Germany and we love them as well. But of course, we need to give a backup for all these teams there. Yeah. And some of the key players that we're going to look at, of course, in Curaçao there, we got Leonardo Buchan and Junior Buchan there, and of course, Gavian Castanier and veteran goalkeeper Rangel, of course, Jaga there. So these players, of course, will be hoping to create one of the, of course, the biggest upset in the World Cup history. But can, of course, Leonardo actually scored a goal there. These are some of the players that may shock actually the giants tonight. Of course, we are expecting to see that Germany dominate, of course, in possessions, because they got upper end. They have qualities, they have experience, they have what it takes for them to win this game. But of course, we witnessed yesterday some of the surprise Qatar game versus Switzerland. You know that Qatar is also young in that, and of course pulling out to be one of the Asian teams that actually pick up there the draw against Switzerland that had good records also in this very competition there. So this alone, of course, we shall also see that Curaçao Curacao will likely rely, of course, on defensive discipline and quick counter-attack. If they want to, they should actually counter-attack this very German player. Otherwise, if they continue defending, they will concede a lot of goals there. And of course, we know that the history will actually make its own way there. So the newcomers is determined to make history. Yes, I would be happy and to see that Curaçao scored at least one goal there to just make them jubilate this tournament there. And of course, in this very competition, Germany, we said already have good quality and experience of players who play for big, of course, leagues in Europe there. And of course, this, you know, that Curaçao already being motivated, of course, to announce themselves on the global stage with a memorable performance tonight. So my take in this very game, I'm going with 3-0, of course, in that very. So I expect to see that Germany dominate this very game there. Now, looking at, of course, Netherlands versus Japan, of course, we have that this is a fascinating group F clash. This is not a simple, actually, game for tonight. It looks easy, but of course, a tougher on stage. Now, if you look at these two teams, got good records. Mitoma, the other side, actually is available for Japan, and you know that he's one of the very actually creative player for Japan. Then looking at the other side, the defensive, the Van Dijk is there, who played, of course, he's a player of Liverpool. Also, Xabi Alonso come with his attacking, of course, momentum there. And looking at others, of course, other players in the middle there, also to help them discipline this very club here, Japan. But of course, we always say Dutch got experienced players there, and of course, some were famous. And this group is going to be a very dramatic group, and you're seeing that both of the team may find the back of the net. If you're to look at Japan, if so, they have established themselves as one of the most, of course, Asian, of course, football powers of recent. They are known for speed. That is, you see, they are actually not very tall, but they are very speedy. For those who have watched Japan game, those guys are very speedy. You give them, you can't actually catch them. So it's going to be a competitive one. And we also know they're very organized. Yes, this Japan. For the previous, you've been looking at also the friendly matches. They've been doing quite very well there. And of course, they have ability, of course, to Smear Blue have a history of dribbling, and of course, others in the stage there. So we shall be looking at some of the Van Dijk. Of course, we said in the defense there, and of course the captain Frank de Jong there, who controlled in the midfield and passing, of course, visions. You know that if you have Frank in the middle, de Jong there, actually the game would be moving, and Xabi Alonso, of course, would be Xavi Simon rather, of course, would be exciting young attacker talent there. He plays for Tottenham Hotspur, also would be representing the country. But of course, we said that the battle between this midfield, the Dutch midfield and Japan, energetic press could determine, of course, the outcome. If Japan can disrupt Netherlands passing game, of course, this could create opportunity for the counterattack. So they just need to continue pushing until they win this game. So some of the expectations that my expectation, of course, in this game, Netherlands likely to dominate in possession. Yes, regarding the position, because they have what it takes, and I know that if they actually cause, like, they all attack those ones, corner kick would be there, and these guys are very tall. So you know that Japan got that average. Of course, if you have to see the height issues there, would be, of course, the advantage for the Netherlands. And also you look at Japan is expected is good at pressing. Yes, they press until the last minute. If you're playing Japan, just know that you must play in 90 minutes without relaxing, because those guys, until they play until it's over, then they can cool there. So both teams, of course, I said, produce a technical, of course, quality and technical discipline. They're all very disciplined, and of course, it's going to be entertainment. So seeing this two teams, and all the teams are very experienced and of course good qualities. And Japan today, my take on this game, I see Netherlands can take 2 1 there, because both sides will be finding, of course, their side into actually the back of the net. So that is my take regarding Netherlands and Japan. 2-1 is my take there, what I expect the outcome from this game. Now, looking at Ivory and the African giants there, for the AFCON, yes, discipline there will be meeting Ecuador, who also in the crucial Group E battle, which is not going to be easy. So we know that this actually is going to be a most competitive game for tonight. I can say the game that you will not wish to miss to watch is Ivory Coast versus Ecuador. Now, if you're to look at the Ivory side, they got all what it takes, the players, to actually push, to attack, and defend. Now, if you look at the midfield for Ecuador, the likes of Moise Caicedo, they are really there to actually distribute, to supply the games, the ball there. Now, this could be one of the game that I really don't know the result, what would be. But of course, both team has a realistic hope of reaching the knockout stage. You may see that all these two teams have upper end of even reaching the knockout stage. Yes, so making it encounter extremely important. Now, Ivory Coast arrived as one of the Africans' most strongest, of course, representative. The elephant will be combining, of course, physical strength, pace, and of course a technical quality there, and of course will be eager to build on possession on their, of course, recent possessions there in the champion. So Ecuador also become one of that regular present at the World Cup, and thanks to their disciplined defense and energetic, of course, field. You look at them, they are good. So they are now becoming, yes, the other previous year, Ecuador was there. The other 2018, they were there. So you see that they are becoming regular. However much they don't go further, but they at least come represent their nation there. So the South Americans are also known for their resilience and, of course, ability to compete against the stronger competitors. So Ivory Coast should not underestimate this Ecuador here. So because themselves, although they did not take the big trophy, but they are good at playing, and of course they have some of the key players that play for big league there. Yes, so Ivory Coast, we shall be looking at Ayla there as a striker, providing, of course, goal scorer. Haley Sebastian, I like this guy. Yes, he knows how to finish when he's already focused. Easy focus, finding the back of the net. Also, Frank Casey, the midfield, would be the leader and control the tempo. I would also be looking at that key player to represent. And Simon Dingra, of course, a person with a capable of creativity, is also good at creating chances for Hela to score a goal. But not forgetting Moses Caicedo as one of the South American best midfielder. Yes, for the Chelsea players, you know what I'm talking about. A Chelsea fan, you know that Moses Caicedo is the best in South America there, midfielder. Then Piero Hincap for Arsenal. We also know that this is a solid defender and a key, of course, figure at the back. Arsenal fans, you know what I'm talking about. Hincap would be defending, of course, hoping actually this very team to succeed. I know today you divide yourself, you support Ecuador the other side as you support Ivory Coast. Is two-sided because you got Hincap there. You also will feel proud if I told the guy take up this trophy, golden trophy today. They're looking at, of course, Enya Valencia. Valencia, Man fans. Of course, this has been your players for some time, so you would be also is an experienced captain, and of course with the goal threat. Yes, Valencia, we know Valencia is a very good player. While like Ecuador, they're very composed and they're very actually organized. Yes, and they defend. Yes, on the back, if you find it's very difficult for you to break them because they're a little bit organized. Now, when they meet a weaker team, actually they can score you goals because from the back to the midfield, they are very organized there. So what do we expect from this? Is physical, and of course we look at the tactical context. Ivory, of course, we use their pace on the wing. Yes, they're very good at the wing, and you know that Ivory Coast, don't give them the chance, they can easily also attack you there. Then, of course, Ecuador expect, of course, to stay compact, of course, on the counter attack there and the striking lines, and of course, a few chances. So this match, really, I want to say something. The match is very evenly balanced. This game is balanced. I can say 50-50. Yes, this very game. And of course, in Group E is going to be a very interesting one. So in this very game, I'm expecting to see a 1-1 draw here between Ivory Coast and Ecuador. So these are my take, of course, for this game today. This is my analysis, and for those who have joined, remember what he said here: nothing is guaranteed. It's for entertainment purpose and, of course, education and information regarding, of course, on our statistic and analysis we give based on what is happening. But of course, nothing is set 100% in this very game. And thank you so much for watching. Wait for the next part tomorrow, as we have big games coming up: Egypt and many more in other group. Stay tuned for more.